Hello, everybody, again, and welcome to another episode of Stock Talk. I am your host, Mike, and with me is my pal, my partner, Kage. Kage, what's going on?
Not much. You?
Oh, sorry, we had a little trouble last night there. We didn't have a show. We apologize to the listeners, but we thank them all for bringing one of our videos to it's going to hit over 10,000 views thanks to you. Not to me, thanks to you guys for helping me and Kage on the last video hit up to over 10,000. And a special thanks out there to Triazon and Niagara Chocolates and all the listeners. And like I said, listeners, there might be some treats in store for you. Thanks for help pushing that over 10,000. I muchly appreciate it. Anything interesting that you'd like to bring up there, Kage, before we start on the first stock at all?
I think we should just get right into it.
Okay, we will. I did talk to Kameo before, and he just wanted to give a shout out to everybody. He's just been really busy with the trucking industry, considering all the attacks that he's been getting his way. Have you heard about some of that stuff that has been happening with him?
Oh, I feel for those guys on the road and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's kind of a thankless task, but they're the lifeblood
Yeah.
of our modern world, I'm afraid.
Yeah, people need to go and thank our truckers out there for what they do as far as bringing things to us and everything like that. They deal with a lot of crap and bull crap, and we thank them for bringing their products to market there for us. Going on to the first stock we have here is CEI. CEI. Last tick on this was $1.22. Now, Kage, I don't know if you were here before on one of the episodes there, but this is a current. So if you're new to the show, this stock it's currently one of the top trending stocks. So should you buy today, you buy at your own peril because you could get in at a better price. It's one of the highest talked about stocks. The reason why it's being talked about is why, Kage, do you think?
I would say it's being talked about because they had a really good month in October, and now it's being sold off. Looks like.
Yeah, and the other thing too is it's natural gas. Natural gas. We're coming into the winter, like I said. If you can recall some of my episodes where I talked about UGAS and DGAS, we used to be the Saudi Arabia of natural gas with Pennsylvania, but with some of those jobs being cut off and things like that, that is no longer the case. So your heating and oil costs will go up, but you could hedge on this and could jump in on as far as when you feel like you need to. Obviously, the pattern to get in was the summertime. That's always the pattern with natural gas, is to get in on the summer and not get in on the fall and winter time. But this $1.22 could be somewhere else. Some of the questions that some people had before on this was that they were concerned about management. Have you seen any new bullish people out there, or any as far as anybody talking about if things change with the operations there? Because I know I had some negatives before.
I'm looking at the people talking, and I don't really see anything about the. Oh wait, hold on. If the company did not have the future already planned, some real deal, WTF would they merge? They have a lot planned. This is long hold. We already know through ESG. We'll have Canada deals, and we know they'll start PR after merger.
Yes. The other thing here is these natural gas stocks, no matter what. I'm going to bring up the chart here, and you can see right there. Here is your summertime, and you can see the dump off right there. In that dump off in the summer is when you should look at all natural gas stocks or anything related to energy. Basically, with natural gas, you want to look at that down point as far as an entry point, wherever that is. Now, going into the winter months, if you have a Texas episode or something like that, or some crazy Arctic blast or things like that, this thing is totally going to change. What say you about that?
Yeah, it's supply and demand. I've got a feeling that this winter is going to be kind of hard and really cold.
Yeah.
So if you want to get in on this stock, you do so at your own peril, but it could actually work out for you in the long haul.
Yeah.
If you're willing to hold.
Yeah, if you're looking at if you want to look at specific patterns as well, go back to one of Ricky Gutierrez's charts on UGAS and DGAS from like 3 or 4 years ago, and you can study those charts and kind of get a pattern trade for natural gas companies and things like that. So just something to pass along to you if you want to do research on natural gas companies and how they work with the market. Canberra Energy is an independent oil and natural gas company, engages in the acquisition and development of sale of crude oil, natural gas, and various known productive geological formations. Its operations mainly focus on central Oklahoma, southwest Texas. Canberra Energy was founded by William Sawyer and James Cerna, December 16, 2003, and is headquartered in the Free State of Houston, Texas. So, Free State of Texas there. What would you like to add here before we go on the website there?
I mean, it seems like a pretty decent operation that they've got going. I mean, I have their website up on my computer, and it looks pretty professional. They've got their layout really nice.
It could use a little bit of an upgrade, but you know, it eventually will. They'll do some changes and things like that. But hey, if they're going to put a little more money into you know, operations and things like that, I get it. So we'll see what happens. It looks like they're on their About Us, their growth strategy. They're leveraging expertise and relationship to build diversified organization of profitable business segments with stakeholder value. The balanced approach can expedite growth with reducing dependence on particular division. They aim to acquire majority interest in asset entities with current revenue streams and realistic upside, yada yada yada. Going into, I've seen pretty much most of this there. I'm gonna just gotta go to the news of the day with the alphabets about this company and find out what we got cooking. What do you got?
Yeah, from most of the comments on stock lists that I've seen for this company, it's pretty bullish.
So that's where the real traders are hanging out, as far as you're seeing. What are some saying that are interesting? Not that was there anybody that raked in profits off this one, or what are they saying?
Oh, this one here, J 2012 says CEI patience is paying off.
Yeah.
48 to 72 hours, and it's got a picture of a rocket.
And I've told you guys about this before. There's several ways as far as making money with this company. You just have to find the way. We've told you on several videos before. This isn't the first time we covered this. We also covered the Texas winter angle, and as far as that, yes, there is a possibility that you're gonna have. I mean, you've already seen the letters go out. As far as nationwide from companies to their customers, that there could be a possible shutoffs and things like that and breaks of coverage. Have you seen that? I know I've seen that in several sources, not just Alphabet News, but with other I get all my sources from everywhere. I just don't go to one source there, if that makes sense to anybody new to the show. So I'm not going to parrot one organization. I go to multiple organizations, and I give you the spin from all of them. Do you have anything to add on that?
No, I don't have anything else to add.
Okay, well, I've got something from Yahoo Finance. So this is a shareholder alert. They said, it looks like Pomeranz Law Firm reminds shareholders with losses on their investment in Canberra Energy of class action lawsuit and upcoming deadline. They announced a class action lawsuit has been filed against Canberra Energy with a certain of its officers. Class action filed the United States District Court, Southern. The class action consists of all person entities other than defendants who purchased or otherwise acquired Canberra securities between February 18, 2021 and October 4th, 2021. The defendant's violation of federal securities laws pursuant to Code Section 10B and 20B. If you are a shareholder who purchased Canberra securities during the class period, December 2020, ask the court to appoint you a lead plaintiff in the class. So you have that news. So that's not a good thing on there. You also, let's see what else we got here. So that was one of the reasons why that was trending there. So we also have on here, guys, that you have from Market Watch. It looks like he says the law offices allege that the CEI include the company made false, materially false or misleading statements or failed to disclose that Camber overstated financial and business prospects of Viking as well as combined company post-merger. Camber failed to apprise investors and downplayed the fact that the acquisition of controlling interest of Viking would exasperate the company's delinquent financial statements and listing obligations. Now, we did bring that up as well last time, as far as that's what some of the listeners on Stockwitz said. Do you recall any of that from that video at all there, Kage?
No, I don't.
Yeah, so that was some of the last time what we brought up, is that was brought up from the attention of some of the real traders on Stockwitz of some of this was going on. What if you could dive in a little bit more just for the listeners as far as what the other real traders are saying about this, because that's what we cover you know, what everybody's saying on this matter, and not just because you know, what we're reading all the tea leaves. Okay, guys, so we're looking at some of the investor information as far as on Stockwitz, and what you're seeing on your end from the real traders on Stockwitz there. You're seeing some of them that are saying bullish, and what's their hype as far as why they like it so much there, Kage?
I guess they think it's going in the right direction, looks like.
Okay. But we brought you the lawsuit as well, as far as so you have that information, so you can read that for yourself. There's probably 4 pages of news on that as far as that goes. Do you have any comments that come relevant as far as that anybody looking to dive in should know about this, other than what we talked about?
No, I don't see anything else. No.
Okay, I have on the Twitter feed, I have CEI, you don't need to take a vote to no position, absentees no vote, yet some clown is panicking as Camber Energy just announced they're pivoting the business to make telescopes for the blind. Mommy says, y'all better wake up and stop sleeping as Camber Energy. These these are grown folks' investments. Let's see, time to buy CEI now may be chasing the ladder. Great. So that's from Mr. Peanuts. He's referring to the infrastructure bill on that. And as far as William, aka the Hulk, says, let me see, CEI is huge. These pictures sum up. Please retweet. So they have there's several positive things I'm seeing from investors. I'm just not seeing positive things from the alphabets from the lawsuit and things like that. So, but what the alphabets say and some of the traders are saying, it's all different. So you got to take all those factors in. Anything you need to add?
No, nothing else to add.
Okay, we've given our takes. This will be the second time. Might be one of the last, but we wanted to get it out of the way because it was one of the things popping. This way you had your radar on that. So we've got one more that has been trending. We'll find out why that one's trending. And then one of the listeners wanted to talk about one of their stocks that we'll put up on there. So we'll get to that and we'll be right back. Okay, guys, going on to the next stock we have is BIMI International. BIMI International Medical Incorporated. Last tick on this one, Kage, was 0.9950. Year-to-date history, check it out. It broke $1. It was above, or broke $2, excuse me, in September or October-ish here. No, sorry. Yeah, October-ish, November-ish. And then you have several spikes and dips. Going into what would you say they do here? They engage in the provision of healthcare products. It deals with retail and wholesale medical devices, pharmaceuticals, and other related services. Looks like they're working with obstetrics and gynecology. The company was founded July 31st, 2000, is headquartered in China. So there you have it on that one there. What so far with that, when we're bringing that up, that kind of brings a caution word to me up. Doesn't that bring up to you? Because as far as how volatile those stocks are?
Well, somewhat, yes.
Well, I just see there's a lot of
the company's concerned. If it seems like one that if you want to get in on, this is kind of the time to get in on because it's on the cheap right now. Yeah. The thing is, though, is what we've seen with some of these stocks in the past, and that's just history. What we've seen on some of these is that they can, with all things, they can be manipulated, but these could be a little more manipulated because of how people, with the shorting and things like that, and the trolls, the massive troll army that's out there that can go out on social media and pump up the gem. You know what I'm saying? So obviously some people can remember the ceramics company that was out there, a long shorted stock,
There's several of them that are out there, but the main thing is out there is that if you get taken in one of these things, you're not going to have if there's some kind of thing where there's a class action lawsuit and it's related to them, they're not going to pay for anything. And if they did, it's going to be like 10 cents on every dollar or something like that, or 5 cents. That's even if you see any dough. That's just coming from and that's not if they're loyal to the party. If they're with the if they're loyal to the party, they usually get off. That's how business works over there, as far as from some investors that I've talked about overseas over there, that I've heard from overseas over there, is how the tangling weave that's over there with investing in China. So that's just some of the risks you have there. Do you have any information as far as what traders are saying about this company?
Let's see. One says, Locke's profit now says bullish. I'm holding from 1.08, 7.5% down, but hopeful that this will try to break 1.20 tomorrow, looks like.
Okay.
Let's see. There's a lot of emojis with some of these.
Anything funny out of the mix or anything like that?
Well, there's this one that has a
entertainment value.
Has a moving picture and everything. It says, "I'm back like a war zone hacker. BIMI shorts thinking they're gonna get away with this one."
Yeah.
And it's got a dinosaur pushing down another mascot onto a ice rink.
Yeah. And with what they do, like I said, in the pharmaceutical industry, 93% of your pharmaceuticals are made over in China, whether you knew that or not. With, like, say for example, vitamin C, you have actually one vitamin C factory, one or a sprinkling of some that are in the United States. The rest of it's all made in China. So you do have that going for you, but you do so as your own risk, as far as all investments come with risks. This one would be placed on the higher end, just because there's too many factors with world relations and things like that going into this one. This one, for me, if you're into that, if this is something you like, look into it. But it's a pass for me as far as looking into it. I pretty much. I'll go into a little bit with the website, give it a fair play for some people that are interested in it, but we'll just dive into it and see what you think. With the website, it's okay. Okay, so going on to the website introduction, they also have, they deal with behavioral health plans, chronic disease management services, health information technology product services. They're community-based and locally focused on engaging in consumer and more affordable, accessible, simple, and seamless care. On to a little bit into the website here. It says digital hospital, high data sharing, paperless information transmission, reduce the management costs, greatly improves the accuracy, real-time management data, and standardizes hospital information system, picture archiving and communication system, electronic medical record, clinical pathway, laboratory information management, health examination system, enterprise master patient index, and radiology information management. You can go to learn more, but it's all over the place. We're just giving a straight up take on it. My take is that I've seen better websites as far as showing what they manage, even if they're trying to throw fluff at you. What say you there, Kage?
Yeah, this is definite manipulation and pumping.
Yeah, as far as there's obviously people on the boards that are trying to manipulate out there, which there always is. But it's kind of obvious with you can kind of tell you got the freaking house music in the doll. Pump up the jam, pump it up a little more before you move it. So, do you have anything to add on this one as far as you got any negatives on this from anybody or no? You got any bears?
Just buyers beware.
Yeah, is that what some of the people are saying on there or no? Or are you just trying to get a hot? Are you just trying to get a hot take out of? So Kage.
Daily chart power scanner stocks are very profitable today for BIMI.
Kage, is it possible? Is it possible you're trying to get a hot take out of the listeners so they can jump on you, or what?
Not really, no.
I was just messing with you there, but you never know. You could trigger some people, and triggers. It gets more comments there. So,
Yeah.
anyways, we'll move on from this one, right?
Trying for a good run. Folks
Yeah.
Come here. I'm not really seeing much bearish.
Yeah. Well, hey, whatever. We could be wrong on this one, but luck be your lady tonight. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So Frank Sinatra once said that. So we are out on this one, and we're going to move on to the next. Guys, the next stock we have is PUGE. PUGE, last tick was 0.0127. Going on to the year-to-date history, you could see in March, you had a little bump and then basically stale. John Petrie, one of the listeners, wanted us to talk about this one and get our takes on some of this one. He has said there was some Florida news about that one. Excuse us for last segment there. We didn't bring up the news in the other one just because it is what it is. We dove into it. If you have any news, you can add it to the article. We don't like to talk too much about certain stocks and things that we kind of like don't like that much. But this one, we've talked about it before. It's not bad. And Jonathan Petrie, he's one of the listeners, and we do like what our listeners say, and so we appreciate their takes, and so we talk about some of the stocks they have, because they have ideas too, just like we do. We're not Mr. Know-It-Alls or anything like that, right, Kage?
Yeah.
So you have PUGE Technologies. They're in the development stage company that engages in developing and selling consumer-oriented products for rapid commercialization. The company first acquisition of an online travel technology firm and leverage to attract other mergers and acquisition candidates in the online travel industry. The multiple discipline approach is designed to reduce the risks of exposure and generate multiple revenue streams that help private companies in various industries and accelerate their timelines. That information comes from MarketWatch. Credit to them. Going into what would you say they do here as far as more information on their current leadership has experience in investment banking, regulatory compliance, and seeking additional team members with experience in mutual funds, the insurance industry, innovative technologies, alternative industry, the medical industry, and intellectual property. So they're basically investing in all things, which is good. And a lot of the companies that we're in, what we're involved in, they're involved in other things as well. The only thing is some of you newer listeners out there, this is a pink sheet stock, so it comes a little risque, if you know what I mean. It's not one you just want to jump into if you're new, or it's a very volatile stock and it can change at any minute. Just because it's up right now does not mean it's going to be up tomorrow. So you could play around in paper trade with fake money, and you could try to do these things as well. You don't have to just throw your own money into it. You can do a paper trade account and play around that way too. You know what I'm saying there, Kage?
Yeah.
So going into more information about this, we could go to the company news page on there. It looks like they had a video message that came out from the CEO. You can go and you can watch that. It came from the onboard vision for improving the company. They also are now in Puerto Rico. That was announced October 12th, 2021. So they're sipping on 7 and 7s there in Puerto Rico there, Kage, right during hurricane season, huh?
Yeah.
Great for announcing that. They also have on your healthcare deal activity is a strong post-pandemic. They says they have an article from the law firm White Case LP that discusses strong growth in the healthcare industry. So they have that news. Let me go on to the alphabets here and see what they're parroting on here. Looks like we have a plug from Yahoo Finance. Yahoo Finance says, looks like, let's see here. The company has announced today that they have brought attention about Monday's November 15, 2020, one of the more users of StockWits, an internet discussion site, of Puget's role of offering a memorandum inadvertently filed in the commission of October 18th, 2021 as Exhibit 1.01 in report of current event of 8K filing. The correct exhibit should be investment banking agreement between Puget Cambridge Wilkinson LLC and Avion Securities. So at least you have, like I said, the reason why we go to StockWits, because StockWits posters will post things up there to help other investors so they don't make a dumb choice. And that's why here we give you the information, and we don't tell people, oh yeah, just buy, do whatever, find out where your buy point is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We want to give people information to make their own informed choices.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you shouldn't be jumping into some of these if you don't know what you're getting into there. With the exception of 35 otherwise qualified persons, they are accredited investors that have no general solicitations in taking place. For additional information, you can contact PUGE. So they have that there. Let's see. 2 weeks ago information, more legal beagle stuff. You'll see legal beagle stuff coming out on here all the time about some of these. Puget seeks to acquire care suites to build a division of a real estate division. Did you see that? So they're building a real estate division there with the company. So that had some popping news where you saw that. What else do you got? What do you got on Stockwitz where the real traders are at?
It's kind of a Bulls versus Bears right now.
Mm-hmm.
One says keeping my portfolio afloat today, lol.
Mm-hmm. Lol. Sounds like one of our contractors, bad.
Yeah. Looks like we are a life breather here. She wants to show some strength. Added more to help her out.
Mm-hmm. What else you got? I'm on the tweeter machine. I've got Tigress says PUG looks like people need to read the 8K and realize what's about to happen. Blank there. Good job, because we can't say it on the show because we might get in trouble. Starting a position here on PUGE, wanting to sometime about getting distracted. Excited for this one. Also, and he just goes to show your candlesticks there. PG, no more flippers in love with this on the steady rise. One thing, they got a Trump thing on here that says huge. Why should you buy this? Because it rhymes with this. And then he's got a picture of the Donald there. Okay, so basically I just that's basically all I'm seeing on Twitter is bulls. So that, I mean, as far as that goes.
Sad or something with some of these. A friend of mine who was unable to buy at 1 penny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Looks very PUGE. This looks very good according to the trend indicator. It is starting to rise.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. New BOD member Peter Boards is not your average OTC talent. He already has 3 startups in his venture capital firm, and Main Block is one of them.
See, guys, do you see why on here that we read this stuff? We read this stuff so you can hear all the takes. So you're getting information about everything combined, not just the alphabets who put stuff out, not just goofball.com or anything like that. You get the takes from the real people that are trading this. So this is important information. What else you got there?
Get in before the chase, says Rips Deity.
Mm-hmm. You know what's funny? I had one guy come up and say, why do you read this stuff as far as that some of it's not relevant? It's all relevant. It's all relevant when people need to know the information of what they're buying. So you can go out there and say, this isn't relevant and that's not relevant. It's just a comment. Everybody's comment matters. And in this case, it did. And same with some of the other ones that are out there. That's why we cover and review them. You got to know what you're buying into before you put money into it. Wouldn't you say there, Kage?
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
We need to have a good understanding of what we're dipping our toes into.
Yeah, don't just throw in because some guy on TV says, or some guy on some channel says, oh, yeah, dude, do this. You got to do all your research. We try to provide you the best materials. And some of the listeners in the chat groups, they can tell you what they think on their experiences with some of these things, whether it's a good... Whether we can give you all the information, that's what we're here for. But, and we'll give some of our goofball takes here once in a while, and maybe you'll get some free shit sometimes, I'm thinking about buying some chocolates for some of the listeners and sending them out for, like, Christmas and all that, and Thanksgiving. Might possibly be...
Darker milk chocolate.
I don't know.
Some people have different tastes.
It could be a different variety. I might give out coconut. I might give out peanut. I don't know. Depends what people like. But it's going to be Niagara, that's for sure, because I tried that stuff, and that stuff's straight up non-GMO and good. And I was just talking about that before. If you haven't seen that video, go look at Monday's video when we posted that one. So You got anything to add about what your favorite chocolate is or what your favorite stock was you talked about?
No, I'm not pretty good for most chocolates and everything. I'll have a little bit of everything. As far as like if I had to choose one, I'm kind of a I'm kind of a Reese's fanboy. There's just nothing wrong with the Reese's.
Yeah, that I don't care as long as it's sweet and I get to eat. That's all I care about. And if that rhymes, it is what it
Yeah.
is. So don't make it a dog show. What do you got to say?
I don't have anything else to say, but watch your watch your money and make sure you know what you're doing.
And good night now.